Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome back to the show. Yes, welcome back to another Hookster Talks. Yes, hello to all you lovely people out there. For me and Mr. TB the Bear. TB the Bear, everyone's favourite bear. Yes, the star of the show. Everyone only comes to see TB. Not interested in me, are they? No, it's TB. TB's the one. Yes. So here we go then. This is the final push for the Formula One season. Thank God. I've spoken to several people and they are just thoroughly fed up with this season and want it to go. I want it to go because I want to get on with 2026. But yes, it's finally here. The final push. We got Mexico. Hello to everyone. Hello, Mr. Paddock Lesbians. He says, hello, old git. Must get ahead before everyone else turns up. Yes, congrats to Max on winning the 2025 Mexican Grand Prix. Yes, congrats to Max on winning the 25 Las Vegas Grand Prix. Hello, Daniel. Welcome to the stream. He says, hello, Dave. I hope Max wins the championship. McLaren deserve to bottle it. There you go. McLaren don't deserve to win it. I'm going to cough right now. Congrats to Max on winning the 2025 Brazilian Grand Prix. Congrats to Max on winning the 2025 Qatar Grand Prix and Abu Dhabi. Wow, he's going to win a lot in the last final rounds of the championship, isn't he? Congrats on Max for winning the 2025 championship. Show everyone my updated calendar on New Zealand circuit. Hello, Mr. Plynal Plessy. Lando Norris is never going to be a world champion. This is true. Well, as we've only got a couple of people in here right now, Mr. Paddock Lesbians, I can do just that. We can get in there quick before the chat builds up, and I have to take it in on the end. Here we go. Give me a minute while I make sure I'm not giving away any If Mr. Will turns up tonight, I will repeat this. Don't worry, just for Will. But here is his updated calendar. There you go. He's updated his F1 calendar. We've got 22 rounds now, which I think is quite sort of chef's kiss for a Formula One championship. I think 22 is a nice round figure for a championship. I like it. I also like that we start in Australia and finish in Brazil, which is a classic Grand Prix season as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, there it is for everyone to look at. There it is. We've got Australia, either Albert Park or New Zealand. We've got Malaysia, Bahrain, India, Japan, China, South Africa, Spain, France, Belgium, the Netherlands, United Kingdom. This is sounding like Eurovision, isn't it? United Kingdom, nil point. Wayamani, well pa. Austria, Germany, Finland, Italy, Greece, Canada, USA, Mexico, Argentina, and Brazil. There you go. He says, I might not make it to 26 at McLaren's current rate. I know. It's a hard knock life being a McLaren fan right now. It really is. Seeing this championship basically evaporate in front of your own eyes. It's just ridiculous. I mean, when did Max have the championship wrapped up last year? Was it still 5 rounds to go? Was it something ridiculous like 9 rounds? I can't remember, to be honest, but I know there was at least 5 or 6 rounds of the championship left and he'd won it. And now we have got 4 rounds left and McLaren are basically just dithering away, trying desperately to hang on to it, and I just think that Max is going to swipe it from them, or at least get past Lando Norris. I think that's a high possibility that Max is going to finish in front of Lando and just behind Oscar's pastry. I think that's how it's all going to pan out in the end. Why couldn't I just be a Merc fan? At least I wouldn't be having a heart attack if he... That's true. That's true. That's true. With old George de Russell and Kimi Antonelli. It would be a nice quiet life for the Mercedes fans, wouldn't it? Which is what they've had the past few years, really, isn't they? Just no pressure, no pressure. Just run their races, you know, no team orders, no papaya rules, no, oh, please let the other car pass so he can get the points. None of that. None of that whatsoever. Toto's just very sensibly just saying, yep, let's just do a season and see how we go. And that's exactly what they've been doing for the past few years now, and it's been working. They haven't won the championship, but they've been doing bloody well in it. A lot better than Ferrari anyway. It's been a bit of a disaster this year, it has to be said. Read through it. See what I've done. I just read through it. There you go. There you go. Also, there's another one, I think. A circuit that he's made. Let's have a look at this. Where is it? I've forgotten. F1 in Wellington. There you go. This is an F1 circuit in Wellington. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. That looks very similar to Monaco, doesn't it? All those boats in the harbour there. Look at that. Look at that. But it's in Wellington apparently, so there you go. I've got alternate tracks on alternate years. Look at the yes, I got it. I got the alternative years. Don't worry. That's what Formula 1 should be doing, in fact. They should be reducing the amount of races down to about 17, 18, which is an ideal F1 championship. And the circuits that they're not using out of the 24, they can just rotate them over the years. Just keep rotating them. They make it a lot more exciting as well. Just keep rotating them. Bring them back every couple of years. I suppose the offshoot of that is, unfortunately, the tracks that aren't getting used, they're still paying on that year that they're not getting used. They're still paying for an FIA license. So I can kind of see the logic of why they wouldn't want that to happen, because, you know, you're paying for something and you're not getting any service back, are you? Hello, Mr. Rugava. Worked the stream. He says, my telephone. It's the Mexican Grand Prix. It sure is. It sure is. Primal Player says, I heard somewhere FOM have been blocking IndyCar videos now. Well, that's not surprising. That's not surprising. The FOM have been blocking everything lately. But they seem to have left F1 alone a little bit. A little bit. You can kind of... I don't know if I should say this on YouTube, but you can kind of get away with tiny bits now. If anyone's been watching my race reviews on a Monday, where I actually show a tiny little smidge of real life footage, but it's literally seconds. But I'm not saying they've relaxed a little bit. I don't think they have. I think it's purely because I'm showing it in tiny little second chunks and it's not being picked up. But yeah, so I can understand now they're blocking IndyCar. What do you think of the track, Dave? I like it. I like it a lot. It's a very, very nice design. I like the way it's sort of very free flowing. Very free flowing. I like that. Doesn't look crazy. Just looks like a decent track, I have to say. Piastri receives a Burger King of the Week for his performance at the USA race. Yes. The FOM had to ruin Mini Drivers, that animated motorsport series. I have seen some of that, yeah. Saying they had to make drastic changes. Boo! Down with the FOM. Down with the FOM. It's ridiculous, really, isn't it? I mean, they're trying to bring people into the sport, and that mini drivers is an excellent way of bringing, new people into the sport, because, it's just a little bit of fun, isn't it? But no, they have to go in and say, no, you've got to change that. Got to change that. It's just, it's just silly. It really is. And I hear in, like, America that a lot of their sports, everyone can take clips from it and show it on YouTube and stuff like that. So it's quite bizarre. Quite bizarre. It'll most likely be like Baku. Yes. It looks a little bit Baku-ish, I must admit. But very good. Very good. Now, here's a question you don't think I'm going to ask, but I am anyway. Thankfully, the series will continue despite all of these changes. That's good. That's good. I like the fact that they're going to say, fuck you, FOM, and still continue the series. I like that. That's good. Very good. And that channel's been going on since 2008. Yeah, didn't that start with old Lulu Hamilton, didn't it? In the McLaren, I think. I remember the first ones of those. Yeah, it's been going a long time. Top of the pops tomorrow, it's the return of Robbie Williams. He's about to get his first #1. Rock DJ. No, not that one. Not that one. Okay. Let me entertain you. Yes, that's the one. That's the one. That one's already been on. Oh, okay. Okay. Now, I've got a question for you all out there. I've got a question for you, and you probably won't be expecting this, but has anyone got NASCAR 25? Because I've been hearing all over the internet that it's pretty darn good. And a few people have been saying it could be the death of Formula One games. That's what I've heard. So has anybody got it, and has anybody tried it? I haven't got it, of course, because it's oval racing and it doesn't do my vertigo much good. Although there are a few ordinary tracks on it, like Watkins Glen. So I'm looking at it and thinking, might be worth a punt a little bit later on. I think it's about 50 quid though, so it's a little bit expensive, but it might come down later on. So, yeah, so I could do Watkins Glen. I just keep doing that all the time. But yeah, anyone bought it? Has anyone bought the game? But I have heard that it's apparently, because obviously, as you know, I do a league on a Monday night with a load of Americans, and all the Americans have got it because they've gone nuts for the game, absolutely nuts for it. But apparently, so Joe was telling me, in the NASCAR games PlayStation. Ah, yes. Why not? Why not? Why not? NASCAR games PlayStation. Yes. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make that right now. Yes. NASCAR games PlayStation. Yes. Can't wait. Can't wait. But now apparently the Americans, so I say, have gone mad for the game. They've said that in 3 days, they've done 9 patches for that game. When it was first released, within the first 3 days, they did 9 patches for that game. I mean, that pretty much puts Codemasters into it, or EA, I should say, into a cocked hat, really, doesn't it? 3 days, 9 patches. I mean, obviously, you could say, yeah, that's because it was severely broken. But the fact that they got 9 patches out in 3 days is just, yeah, a testament, I think, to iRacing Studios. Really, just a fantastic achievement. And from what I've heard, most of those patches actually worked and actually fixed problems. So yeah, fantastic. No, I haven't. Might one day have 2008 by EA though, and it's iffy. Yeah, I've heard some of them were iffy. You will find Infinity. NASCAR games PlayStation. It will start with the Hookster playing NASCAR 98, which had a cheat where you could spin out the opponents by using paintballs. Yes! I like that. I like the idea of that. Yes, NASCAR games PlayStation. NASCAR Games PlayStation. Of course, if anyone might remember, I did have another channel which you know was destined for greatness. It was destined for greatness. It was, yes, destined for greatness. I'm gonna show you my my YouTube channels now. Okay, these are all the channels that I've got. As I move to slide that chat out the way for a moment, and as you can see, there was another channel which was destined for greatness, and it was called Micro Games PlayStation. And here it is, everyone. Here it is. This is the channel that almost put me on the map. Micro Games PlayStation. I even got someone to make me a professional banner. A professional banner. Micro Games PlayStation. Look at that. Look at that. But unfortunately, the game turned to shit. Or turned out to be shit, I should say. And that was it. But I'd just like to say a thank you very much now to my 14 subscribers to that channel. You're all devoted fans, whoever you are. And one day, I'm going to upload a video to that and wake all you 14 lovely people up. You're going to be so surprised. You're going to be, what the effing fuck's going on here? Yes. There you go. There you go. And although there's only one video there, I did actually make 3 of them. But the other 2 were live on the new game. Yes. Such a shame. Such a shame. Such a shame. I have to say, I have been playing Formula Legends. If anyone remembers that game that I did a little stream about a little while ago. It's had a lot of problems, but they have come out of a handling patch, and I have to say I'm rather enjoying it right now. I'm rather enjoying it. It's still got problems. Monaco is ridiculously difficult. Every time I do Monaco, or you know the Monaco equivalent, I end up a minute and a half behind last place. Minute and a half, which kind of tells you that the balancing for that track is stupid. But a lot of the other tracks are pretty well balanced now. I'm using the normal difficulty level, and a lot of the other tracks are pretty well balanced, and I am quite enjoying it. You've got to look at it for what it is. It was 15 quid, so it's never going to be a top flight game. But yeah, I am rather enjoying it. I've gone through the 60s, I've gone through the 70s, I'm now on the 80s cars. Yes, the 80s cars. And yeah, I have won some races. I'm very surprised, but I have won some races. So the handling patch has definitely made it a lot better. A lot better. So yeah, Formula Legends. Maybe that will be a channel soon as well. Who knows? Who knows? Right, where's the chat gone? Lost it. I've lost it. Oh, there it is. No, come back, chat. There you go. What's his most generic song? What? Robbie Williams? Probably, was it Angels or something? I don't know. No, I haven't. I've done that. And you will find infinity. Regalo won't find 2026 if McLaren bottle this championship. To be fair, Plano will probably do that too in real life. Is it the Micro Games? Yes, Plano Plessy got it. It's the Micro Games PlayStation channel. A Carmen Jordan. Yes. 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 I've got a Carmen Jordan channel. I have. I was hoping to cash in. I was hoping to cash in by calling it Carmen Jordan Official. So Carmen Jordan couldn't actually do it, but she's actually got a channel called, I think, just Carmen Jordan. I think she has. It's rather difficult to find now, I think. Kill me! Kill me! Oh, there she is. There she is. Yeah, she's just actually called her channel Carmen Jordan. She didn't go for the official. I'm just hoping that she did that because she couldn't put official because I'd nabbed it. It may be the case, lads. I may be because I nabbed it. Yes. But there she is. Oh, she's actually called herself Carmen Jordan Racing. There you go. There you go. She's got 34 subscribers, 2,669 views. Carmy J. Carmy J. There you go. 15 seconds. Let's have a look at this.
Started racing.
There you go. Carmen Jordan. Oh, God. Bloody adverts. Carmen Jordan. What else have I got? What else have I got? Oh, well, this channel is my original foray into YouTube. Yes. This was the channel that I started even before I did F1 Games PlayStation. This is how I started. The Dave Hook channel. I got 19 subscribers. I did mostly film reviews of films, but unfortunately I kept getting copyrighted and they kept taking them down. So I said, no, that's it. I've had enough of this because they used to take a long time to make. But yeah, they keep getting. Some of them have actually come back on again, which is weird. Some have been blocked and some have come back on again. I also used to use it just to experiment with videos, put ones that I'd thought that would not get published. So I used to just put them on just to see if they would work or not. So I used to use it as like a spare channel. So if it got blocked, I wasn't too bothered about. See, I've got a Star Trek video on here that's been blocked, and then it gets unblocked, then it gets blocked again, then it gets unblocked. So many times it's been blocked and unblocked. It's unbelievable, really, because they constantly go through your videos and check them. But at the moment it's blocked, unfortunately. But it was unblocked at some point. So there you go. But that's my original channel. Yes, I think I did that in 2013, just before I started. Let me have a look. Oh no, 2014, but it's August 2014. I didn't start the PlayStation until I think it was September 2014. So there you go. That was my original channel. Yes. Wow. It's my old PC there. I'm just looking at my old PC. Look at that. Amazing. And then, because I got fed up with the film reviews, I started doing unboxings and stuff like that. That's the composite to HDMI converter. I started doing that because, you know, I actually got 1.8k views, and I can't believe that. That's ridiculous, isn't it? But yeah, I started doing unboxings, but then I got fed up with that as well. So there you go. That's my original channel. What else have I got? Oops. Carmen Jordan Official. Yeah, there's no videos on that. It's a placeholder. It's just sitting there. Oh, extra F1 dead. This is the one that I used to upload all my ERL highlights on, wasn't it? I've got 83 subscribers, 149 videos. Yeah, all the ERL races on a Monday night used to go onto here, not on my main channel. But now they just go on the main channel because who cares? Who cares? But look, this was my first attempt at the Go Cows. You remember the Roman Colosseum? I did this on this channel. Yes. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Fantastic. Oh, look. There is Mr. Plynal Plessy. 8 years ago. Imagine if IndyCar had a race there. Yes. But yeah, that was my first attempt at Go Cows, which I don't think I did it on this version. On this video. It took a few. It took a few. There you go. So that's that one. Microgate. That's just a placeholder channel. That's what I use if I want to make a comment and on someone's YouTube and I don't want them to know who I am. So I use that one. Don't ask me what the letters mean. I think I basically just made them up in my head. APG, yeah, I just literally typed that in and put it in it. That'll do. That'll do. Unboxing channel. Now that was also going to be another channel, and I was going to do unboxings on a channel, but then I realised that to do that you need quite a bit of cash, or you have to beg people to send you stuff. And I went, oh, well, that's not going to happen, is it? Nero software. That's the software I use to make all my videos. I was gonna do another channel about the Nero software because I noticed that there's no actual manuals for the software that I use. So I was going to do that as well, and I ended up couldn't be bothered. And then, of course, everyone knows what that one is. And then, of course, to finish off, we've got Cockney Dave. He's got his own YouTube channel. Don't look on it because there's nothing there. He ain't done nothing, but there's a Cockney Dave YouTube channel as well. Yes, one day he may upload. One day, yes. So there you go. There's all my channels. There's all my channels. That Micro Machines game was a failure due to having microtransactions and the server shut down. Yes, it was. It was. You can still play the game right now, but of course the servers are shut, so all you can do is play against the AI. Now the whole point of the Micro Machines, obviously the very early games you didn't have internet, so you know it made them a lot of fun. But as they evolved, the whole point of it was to be able to play online with other people, because it just transformed the game so much. But you can't do it now. And let me just tell you that the AI on Micro Machines it's laughable. It really is. But if you want to, you can still play the game. It's still there for you to play. Yes. I've played a few Micro Machine games and they're all awful to drive. Yeah, they weren't too good. I must admit, they weren't too good. But they were fun. They were fun to play, but they weren't too good in the driving department. The first Micro Machines game came out in 1991 when the Hookster was 40. Listen, I feel like an old man right now. In fact, I've got your problem at the moment, Mr. Plynal Plessy, and that is my right ear is completely plugged up. Yeah, I can hardly hear a thing out my right side. Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing, I must admit. It's been like it since, God knows, about the past 3 weeks now. I have got some eardrops coming, and I'm gonna viciously chuck the whole bottle of eardrops in my ear for a week and see if that clears it up, because there is literally a fistful of wax in my ear right now. Yeah, it's that big. It's that big. I'm sure there's an alien growing inside my right ear right now. It's that big. A fistful of wax in there right now. So I'm going to viciously attack it over the weekend, which is not going to do much good to my vertigo, but hey ho. So I'm going to viciously attack it and give it another week and see if it gets better. Because if not, I will have to go to the doctors. Yes, the doctors. And I'm not too happy about that. I don't want to go to the doctors. But as I say, at the moment, I can pretty much hear nothing out of my right ear. It's a problem. It's a problem. But we will get through it. We will get through it. I can hear out my left side, so I'm all right. Yes. I mean, every day now for the past, God knows, 2 weeks, I think. Every time I've woken up and I'm literally deaf. I wake up and I'm literally like an old man. I'm completely deaf. And the only way I can get me hearing back is to do the old tug on the earlobe until it pops. And then it comes back. But then it'll go again and I've got to pull it down and make it pop again. And it's just a nightmare. Absolute bloody nightmare. Yes. But I'm pretty sure it's because there's a fistful of wax in there right now. I'm pretty sure that's what the problem is. I don't think it's an ear infection because I don't actually feel ill or anything. I think it's this fistful. I think there's an alien. Yeah, I'm sure once I start sticking these drops in, this alien's going to come out and go "Rah!" at me. I think that's what's going to happen. Yes, but yeah, there's a fistful of wax in there right now. Oh my God, it's completely covering over the eardrum. Because I can shine a torch in there and I can't even see anything. It's just a complete fistful of wax. Yes. So anyway, I shall viciously attack it over the weekend and hopefully I might get my hearing back. But who knows? Who knows? But we persevere. We persevere, don't we? Because, there's a lot worse things you can have happen to you than a plugged up ear. That's what I say. But it is, as I know you've spoken to it before, it's bloody fucking annoying. It is fucking annoying when you can't hear. It is really bloody annoying. Oh my God. These last 2 weeks has really pissed me off because obviously doing commentary, I can't hear myself as well and it all sounds muffled when I'm talking and I'm like, ugh, it's horrible. Horrible. Yes. If you're out there now and you've got bad ears, I sympathise. I mean, I've had bad ears before. I've had this kind of thing before as well, and I had to go to the doctors in the end and get it syringed out. I'm trying to avoid that because I hate having my ear syringed because I get vertigo, and as soon as they put the syringe in my ear, it sets off my vertigo, and literally the room is spinning. Oh, it's horrible, and I can. And then, of course, because I have to get to my doctors because they're miles away by a taxi, I have to then go home in a taxi. And you try going home when the room's still spinning. It's not funny. So I try to avoid going to the doctors if I can. But I'm only going to give it one more week now with these drops, which I'm going to viciously attack it with all over the weekend. One more week and then I shall have to go to the doctors because I shall have to admit defeat. And I haven't been to the doctors in about 12 years and I can't believe I'm going to have to go because of a bloody wonky ear. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind if it was, going for something serious, but no, a wonky bloody ear and I've got to go to the doctors. Unbelievable. Anyway, I'll keep you posted with Eargate. So they've copied Cody's Monaco scam, basically. Yeah, it is very similar. It plays very much like the Cody's F1 game in the fact that it's just so bloody impossible. There's just no way you should be 40 seconds behind last place. And the thing was, you get like a 5-race championship. The race before, I'd won it. So that just gives you an indication of how stupid it is. The race before, I won it. So you can't say, oh, yeah, it's because the difficulty level is too high for you, Dave, But let's just put it into perspective. Everyone said that the game is very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. Trouble is, if you put it on easy, it's then too easy. It's one of those games where you're just winning every race by 20 seconds in front of second place. So it's too easy. And as everyone knows, if a game's too easy, you just get bored really quickly. F105. But you do because it's too easy. That's what happens. On easy level, you're 20 seconds ahead of the second place. But even on easy, on this fake Monaco track, I can't win it. I think I end up about 12th or something like that. So a little improvement, but it just shows you how how stupid the balancing is for their fake Monaco track. But a lot of the other tracks are really, really nice, and the handling patch has really, really transformed the game. Before it was tetchy, and it just wouldn't turn into the corners because they had a system like some of the old F1 games where it turned the longer you held the stick to the left or right, and that used to be the case with I think F1 99 and what have you. But yeah, it was just horrible. But they've got this handling patch. They've actually done it as a toggle. You can still have the original handling, or you can toggle it onto this other one, which is what I put it on straight away because it's just so much better. And yeah, but I have to say I am enjoying it. You've got to take it for what it is. It's a £15 game made by a load of Italians. Okay, it's not going to blow your socks off. It's not going to blow your socks off. But you know, you can. It saves after every race, so you can just, if you want to, you can just do one race every single day, which is what I'm doing. It takes about 9 minutes. 9 minutes to do a race. It's 11, 12, 10 laps, something like that. It takes about 9 minutes to do it. That's the total amount of laps you can do. It's one of those games where you can't increase the laps, only if you're doing it in a single one-off custom race. But if you're doing it as a championship, you can't increase the laps. So it's about 12 laps. It takes about 9 minutes. So yeah, I've been doing it every day, and I am enjoying it. But as I say, you've got to look at it for what it is. It's 15 quid made by a bunch of Italians. So it's never going to blow your socks off. But I like it. I do like it now. I hated it at first, but it's growing on me. And I hope that they will come up with their promise and say they're going to do more improvements to it. I hope they're not just going to have that handling patch and then say that's it, we're done, because that would be a shame. That would be a shame. Hello Matthew 7657, what's the stream? What games could we play, you may ask? Yes, what games could we? Lesbians. Get Carmen to 69 subscribers. Yes, get Carmen to 69 subscribers. Why not? Get off the women's channels. The Dave Film Review channel. Yes. Red Bull Comeback Racing. The Hookster should be reviewing the F1 film from this year. That's what I should be doing. But unfortunately, they probably wouldn't even let me show a screenshot of that because it's Apple TV, don't forget. Oh my God. Yes, Apple TV, who have just bought the rights to Formula One. I was a little bit worried about this. I'm still worried about this, but at the moment, I'm okay. I thought Apple was going in there and because they've got enough money and they're just going to scoop up the exclusive rights to Formula One, nab it off of Sky, which means that Channel 4 would probably not have been able to show it either, and then F1 would just be on Apple TV. That's what I was afraid of. It hasn't happened, but it's on the way to happening, because obviously Apple have done this as an experiment to see how it goes, and if it does get successful, then they could do it in the future and just get the rights off of Sky and just have the exclusive, and then I'll say it wouldn't be on Channel 4 either. But at the moment, Apple have just got the exclusive rights to showing F1 in America, in the USA. At the moment, that is it. Now, they were umming and ahhing about having their own commentary for the races. In the end, they decided we can't be arsed with that, so they're just going to nick the Sky Sports feed, and that's what they're going to use on their Apple TV platform in the US, which is going to have the exclusive rights. So yeah, they're just going to have the Sky Sports feed. They've given up on commentators, because obviously that's a lot of infrastructure. They've got to find the commentators for one thing, and let's face it, a lot of the commentators are pretty much already commentating in the sport, so they'd have to bring back some people who were in it like 10 years ago or whatever, so would have been a bit of a hassle. So yeah, they decided, no, can't be bothered, we'll just nick the Sky Sports feed and show that to the Americans. So if you're in America next year in 2026, the only way you can watch F1 will be through Apple TV, the Apple TV app. That's the only way you better watch F1, unless of course you're going to do it illegally, watching streams off YouTube and stuff like that, and Twitch and all that. But legally, the only way you'll be able to watch F1 next year is to watch it through the Apple TV, because they have got the exclusive rights to Formula One in the USA. But as I say, this is just a stepping stone, and we just know that eventually they are going to grab the exclusive rights to Formula One. Don't think it'll be yet. Don't think it'll be for a few years, maybe 4 or 5 years, but I think eventually F1 will be Apple TV. You can see it because they've already tested the water with the F1 movie. They wanted to see how popular that was, and it has proved to be quite popular. And so they bought the rights to it in the US, and the offshoot of that will be that eventually they will just buy F1 outright. Because as I say, it's Apple. You know, they've got the cash. It's not like they haven't. They can. Sky have got no money. Sky have not. No, they did back in the day, but you know, nobody's buying Sky TV packages anymore, are they? Let's face it. Cable TV, satellite TV is going down the Swanee. So Sky just haven't got the money. And that means Apple could just come in there and swoop that contract straight off of Sky in the future and show it exclusively on their app. It's going to happen. It will happen. It's not going to happen straight away, but it will happen sometime in the future, which I predict will probably be about 4 or 5 years in the future. And then if you want to watch Formula One in the future, you'll have to buy a subscription to Apple TV or Apple Plus or whatever they're trying to change it to right now. But yeah, it's sad. It's a sad time. It really is, because that means it's going to happen. But it's been offset a little bit for a little while, so we're all right. Should start reviewing racing films. Yes, I should. If I could find a way of doing it so that YouTube don't copyright me, I would do. Microtransaction machines. They dragged poor old Brian Blessed into that pile of cack. They did. Poor old Brian Blessed. Is he still alive? Is he still going? Is that old boy still going? Oh my God. I'm scared to look it up. But I'm going to look it up. Is Brian Blessed still alive? Because he's got to be. Oh my God. He is still alive. Brian Blessed is still alive. Now there's a surprise. Admittedly, he's 89 years old. 89 years old, but he's still alive. Flash Gordon's alive! Brian Blessed, yes. Is he still doing those Flash commercials? Oh my God. Maybe it says at the bottom. Wowzers. There he is. Brian Blessed. He's still on. I'm very, very happy about that. Very, very happy about that, because he's one of the great actors, I have to say. It'd be very sad when he disappears, but it's okay. He's still alive at the moment. Still alive. Hello. Hola. I'm at a place called Vertigo. Yes. It is horrible. Vertigo is just. If you've never had vertigo, it's difficult to explain. But it's horrible. The Italians clearly played F104 and F105 religiously to come up with the difficulty in championship. Yes, they did. They obviously must have done. Hello, Mr. Dom Dane. Welcome to the stream. He says Lost Prophets is peak Halloween music, and I just listened to Ian Watkins' voice, the false falsetto ever. Yes. Their top song was Natural Predator. Was it really? Oh my God. Dom Dane, Ian Watkins. Oops. natural predator, if only. Get Puff Daddy on. No Puff Daddies. Might be on Disney. Bad Boy for Life. I bet a lot of people in Wales regret supporting Lost Prophets back in the early 2000s when they were a Welsh new metal rip-off band. I expect they are, but then, you know, Welsh people, what can we say? Diddy the next to be popped in the clink. Yes. P. Diddy. Lulu's best mate, although he's kind of brushed that under the carpet these days, doesn't he? Yes, he's kind of gone. No, I never knew him, mate. No, I never. Oh, yeah, I met him a couple of times, but that was all. 2002 was a year for failed sports channels. F1 Digital Plus and also the ITV Sports. Yes, it was. 2002. Yes, F1 Digital. I remember it well. I really do. Bernie Eccleston. Yes. I didn't actually get F1 Digital because it only ended up with 11,000 subscribers. But yes, it was a great time for digital. And do you remember? This has gone all the way up to probably only about the last 5 years or whatever, that you had to pay extra if you wanted channels in high definition. This was the cable TV, the satellite TV. It was the big selling point. Yeah, if they'd give you the package, but if you wanted it in HD, you had to pay extra. Now every single channel's in HD, and they don't charge you extra for it anymore because they know that ship has long sailed. That's, you know, offering something in HD now is just it just doesn't work anymore. So that ship sailed. ITV Sport Channel paid $315 million for the Football League, and once the ITV digital service went bust, many football clubs went into administration because of, yes, I remember those times. Even though I don't follow football, I do remember those times about the football clubs going into administration because they banked so much on this being a success that they just couldn't survive. Very, very sad days. They signed people up to 12-month contracts and the season lasted for 9 months. Yeah. Well, that's a bit like F1 on Sky Sports, isn't it? They only last 9 months and they just keep showing you old races, don't they? And old interviews for the other 3 months. Someone phoned a woman saying, what are we supposed to do? Watch when the season ends. She said, we will find something. Yes. Not a lot. Hello, Champ92. What's the stream? He says, hello, everyone. It's someone else doing the flash. Oh, it's someone else doing the flash adverts, is it? Ah, I know it was Brian Blessed. Yes, I just got a Stephen Crowder advert wanted to do debates. Can he afford security? I'm not sure. Maybe. And F1 Digital, we know how that ended. Barely anyone paid for it. Millions decided to watch ITV. Yes, that was Bernie the Bolt's idea, wasn't it? F1 Digital, yes, all these different camera angles and you could follow all the cars around. Did it catch on? Well, no, because it was £9.99 per race, Bernie. No one's going to pay £9.99 for a race. And that was back in 2002, wasn't it? No one's going to do that, Bernie. No, nobody would do that. Nobody's going to do that now. Who on earth is paying $9.99 for a single race? No one. The worst falsetto, sorry. Lost Prophets did have a song called For He's a Jolly Good Felon. I like it. You recognise that Vertigo reference? Yes, I do. Yes. I am a follower of Vertigo, you know. I'm actually in my own Vertigo support group. Yes, for fellow Vertigans. No, not really, but it would be an idea. Lulu be like, who is this guy called Pete? Yes, exactly. That's what he has been doing. He's been going, P. Diddy? No. Oh, yeah. Met a few times, but you know, that happens. If you're a famous celebrity like me, you know, go to nightclubs. P. Diddy might be in the nightclub, and then I might be in the nightclub, you know, with P. Diddy. But that doesn't mean I knew him. No, it's just the fact that we were in the nightclub at the same time, but I didn't actually know him. I might have said hello to him, but that's about it. Yes. Imagine in that nightclub if you had P. Diddy, R. Kelly, and Jeffrey Epstein, and Lewis Hamilton. Imagine the scandal that would cause if that actually came out. That there was pictures of all four of them together. Oh my God. Yes, that would be unbelievable. The only good thing about F1 Digital was that they got Ben Edwards and John Watson back together. This is true. This is true. Diddy is a legend, says Mr. Rugara. Then they came back in 2005 to do the short-lived A1 Grand Prix, which I remember watching, and it was good. It was good. Prime Diddy was a legend, says Champ 92. Yes, he was. He was. Every Prime one, the real one. Now, whenever the F1 isn't on, they change the channel at the end of the year to... Do they really? I did not know that. Wow, is that like a recent change then? Because I always knew that the F1 channel during the off-season, they just used to show old races and old interviews with drivers and stuff like that. I didn't know that now they change it to Sky Sports Darts. Oh my God. That is a kick in the face. Has everyone still got to pay 12 months then and they get 3 months of Sky Sports Darts? That's a little bit of a kick in the goal, isn't it? Wow. And people were complaining, saying why the F1 channel turned into a dart. I can understand why they'd be complaining. I'd be bloody complaining as well. Verstappen potentially flying back to the top 8 in Will's cool room. And everyone in McLaren is double disqualified. I read somewhere that when ITV got the F1, they had to cut down the chart show that used to be on before the show ended in 1998. Oh no, I used to like the chart show. Yes. ITV used to have some great stuff late at night, or going through the night. They really did. They used to have this show about video games, which I can't remember what it was called, but that was great. And they used to show old anyone members Jerry Anderson shows during the night. The old puppet shows like Stingray and Thunderbirds and Captain Scarlet. They used to be on during the night. Love it. Well, I loved it then, but ITV's nothing now, is it? Lost Prophets had a song called A Town Called Hypocrisy, where Ian pretends to be a school... Oh dear. Oh dear. Pimp Daddy. Let's pump it up, Pimp Daddy. Yes. The chart show used to be an hour-long programme. Then whenever it was F1 week, they changed it to 30 minutes. What a shame. That would be real bad. Lost Prophets going from new metal rude boys to preppy emo dorks was the most blatant industry plant behaviour ever. Show the feature I found on F1 Championship Edition, says Panic Lesbians. Champ 92 says, you know what Max Verstappen will say from here on in since Red Bull have had their McDonald's sponsorship deal? I'm simply loving it. I like it, and he probably will do. Just so good. Red Bull and McDonald's, crazy combo. It is crazy combo, I must admit. But they probably go down quite well together. Yes. McDonald's followed by Red Bull. It might work. It might work. Verstappen has 68 wins. He's only 23 away from Schumacher. Nice. 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 Panic Lesbians, can you put it on the bottom of your chat so I haven't got to search up it to find it? Thank you. It changes to Sky Sports Darts when the World Championship is on, which at the end of the year is about 3 or 4 weeks. That's just ridiculous though, isn't it? Unbelievable. Makes me only more hungry and thirstier, but I had a burger from Burger King early this evening. Nice, nice. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, Thunderbirds. Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think the show was called Cybernet. It might have been. It might have been. Thunderbirds are go. The chart show was like Top of the Pops, but they played a lot of songs that Top of the Pops never did. Yeah, they sure did. Like the ones that the BBC had banned, you know, like Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Relax, don't do it. Who is excited for the F1 Monaco round this week? I am excited. As I said in my video on Monday, I have now lent my support to Max Verstappen until the end of the season because he is behind and I want him to fight for it and I want him to win for it. There you go. So I am fully supporting Super Max. Super Max. Yes, Super Max till the end of the season. Then they axed it and replaced it with CD UK with Cat Dealey and two Geordie blokes named Ant and Deck. Whatever happened to them? Never heard of them again, did we? No. Let's get ready to rumble. Oh my God. 6, 7, 8. But not just that, the neon and rainbow flag has pushed a lot of sports to becoming soft propaganda vehicles. This is true. It has. Let's not get into that stuff. Let's not get into that stuff, yes. Who will win the F1 Championship 2025, chat? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure, but I'm hoping it's going to be Maxi Boy. I hope he's going to nab it off of Oscar's pastry. Yes, he's going to burn that pastry to a crisp and overtake him. I'm hoping so anyway. I'm hoping so. Interesting choice of tracks. Piastri, Norris, Verstappen. Who you all got? I've got Verstappen. It's going to be a tall order. As I've said earlier, I think Verstappen will overtake Norris. And I think he'll get second place. I think Piastri's a little bit too out of reach. But it all depends, as I've said, on these two sprint rounds. Yes. These sprint rounds are going to be crucial to the championship. Because if Max can win both those sprint rounds and the races as well, 66 points. 66 points for just those two sprint rounds. Yes. Oh my God. That will put him right in contention. Mexico is one of my least favourite tracks, says Dom Deng. I quite like Mexico, I have to say. It's quite nice. Well, he's on the game anyway. Max Verstappen will win the championship, plus Final Plessy. McLaren will bottle the Drivers' Championship like in 2007, yes. I'd say Piastri, but hopefully either Norris or Verstappen. I say anyone out there, that bunch can do it. True. Very true. Who I hope? Piastri. Who's all but guaranteed to win it? Verstappen. Yes, so you want Piastri to win, but you think Verstappen's going to do it. I do as well. Now, there's one spanner in the works, a literal spanner in the works, and that is if Verstappen gets a DNF, it's all over. It's all over. If he gets a DNF, it's all over. And let's put this into perspective. I don't think Verstappen has had an engine problem this season, has he? Maybe someone in the chat can tell me if he has or hasn't. I don't think he has. So he's due for an engine problem of some description, isn't he? And don't forget, right at the end of the season, the engines are going to be, well, they're going to be pretty worn out. So, yes. But anyway, one engine problem for Max Verstappen and it's all over. It doesn't really matter if the McLarens are still finishing 3rd and 5th. It's still all over because that's 25 points completely gone for Verstappen. So he's not going to come back from that, unfortunately. This one, you lazy bellend. It's great, isn't it? It's great, the support. I've just been sent that as a message. I purely asked for him to put it on the side and got to keep scrolling up Facebook trying to find it. And I get insults like that thrown at me. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm an old man, you know, with a dodgy ear. Lando Norris is never going to win a world championship. This is true. CD UK was a musical sideshow for SMTV and ITV during the morning. I'll always remember Sven Goran Eriksson leading England to victory. Rest in peace, Sven. Yes, indeed. Lead them to failure, Dong Deng. I also say Max Verstappen, if he can keep his momentum, I can't even speak today, so I can't hear properly. Keep his momentum, then yes, McLaren are cooked. Yes, I think Verstappen's slightly too far back. Piastri pretty much needs a win, I'd say. Yeah, as I say, it's going to be a tall order, but it's only 40 points now, don't forget. 40 points! But of course, there is very few races left, so yeah. Considering how much I'd slagged him off, I have a feeling Norris might actually become champion. Oh my goodness. Shock horror. Lando Norris, champion? Surely not. But yeah, Piastri needs a comeback badly and madly. He does. He does. He's got to stop finishing in 5th place for one thing, because that's just ridiculous. He's not going to win a championship there. And he needs a little bit more... He needs a little bit more determination. I was very dismayed during that last race when the engineers were saying to Oscar, what do you want to do? Do you want to race the car ahead on track, or do you want to pit early for the softs? And he says, "Oh, I'll pit early." And I thought, no, race him on the track, you turnip. Pit early. What's the point in that? I mean, this is a future world champion. He's saying stuff like that. He needs a little bit more fire in his belly. Someone put some fire in Piastri's belly. That's what he needs. And any DNF for Verstappen, it's pretty much, yes, it is. You're quite right, Mr. Vergara. It's done. Yes, any DNF at all, and it's all over for Max, because he won't be able to come back from that 25-point loss. He really won't. Now, a lot of people have said, about this sudden form from Red Bull is because they have put some upgrades onto the car for the rest of this season, and that is true. They have put some upgrades onto the car. I was a little bit dismayed to read that McLaren had decided not to put any upgrades on the car for the last remaining races. That kind of, I can see it from 2 points of view. One point of view is if those upgrades don't work and they end up being even worse than what they're in now, they're going to be in a seriously bad position at the end of the season. So I can see from a holding on to the championship point of view how that works. But from their race performance at the moment, it doesn't make any sense. I'd put the upgrades on and, get back to where they were a few races ago when they were winning everything, because that's what they need to do. But yeah, no upgrades for McLaren, which means if their performance level at the moment is still like 3rd, 4th and 5th, they're going to have to really try to win this championship. So it's a little bit concerning that they decided not to upgrade the car. And Red Bull have put upgrades onto the car. Max is winning every reigning race regardless. It's a foregone conclusion. I'd say he probably is, providing there's no collisions or engine failures. Like Schumacher at Japan 2006. Imagine if Max gets a DNF after catching up. This would be a very hard... It would be a bitter blow if he gets a DNF. But as I say, he has not had an engine problem, I don't think, this year. Imagine. Then punctures and accidents left Ferrari runner up to Renault in both championships. I'll be partying if Max actually has a DNF. I can imagine you would be partying as a McLaren fan. I expect you would be partying. I am myself, as I say, putting all my eggs in the Max Verstappen basket. This I just like to say, this does not mean I am now a Max Verstappen fanboy. Please, let's not start all that. No. I said in my video on Monday, I've got no real allegiance to any of the drivers, which is good, so I can't get accused of being favouritism towards any of the drivers, because I don't go in for that rubbish. I used to have my favourite drivers back in the day, but at the moment there is no favourite driver of mine. I'm merely backing Max because he's behind and he's got to fight for it. If Max was 7 rounds ahead and just about to win it, I wouldn't even be bothering. But no, because he's got to fight for it, I'm backing Max. But please be assured, as soon as this season's over, I'm not going to be a Max Verstappen fanboy again. No, it's purely just for these remaining rounds. Yes. 2010 Abu Dhabi, the second greatest Formula One race. I agree. You can tell in interviews Oscar is mentally finished. He looks washed out. He does look washed out. And unfortunately, it kind of helped his mindset. Hearing the news this week, of course, that got leaked out that Zach Brown didn't even want to sign Oscar's pastry. I mean, that really boosts your confidence level, doesn't it? He wanted that Alex Palou, is that his name? He wanted to sign him instead. Didn't want Oscar's pastry. So yeah, that can't have helped his mental mindset. Let's put it that way. And of course, that's now ended up with disaster because he wanted him in Indy cars, and he's now said no, and now it's all going to court, and it's all going to be a great mucky puddle of mess. That is. But yeah, the fact that Zach Brown did not want to sign Oscar's pastry, that really, really makes you feel wanted, doesn't it? It really does. Really does make you feel wanted. Scuderia Ferrari on 14th November 2010 tweeted, "We need to pass Petrov as quick as possible." They also tweeted, "It's getting tougher. It's not only Petrov but also Rosberger has to be passed." I think McLaren need to reverse that decision ASAP. Yes, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Yes, it has got the problem of if those upgrades don't work and they end up slipping even further backwards into like 7th or 8th finishes, that could be a disaster. But at this point of the championship, it is worth the risk. Because as I say, if it works and they end up getting back to being 1-2s again, like they have been, then it was worth doing, wasn't it? You've got to take that risk now, McLaren. You really have. You've got to take that risk. But no, apparently that's what the team have said. No upgrades for the rest of the season. I don't get it. I really don't get it. That's not a decision they should have made. They should have said, no, let's go for it. Let's go for it. Because at the end of the day, if they kept the car that they've got now, all the spec for the car, put the upgrades on the car, if it hasn't worked for like Mexico, if it wasn't working at all and it was all going backwards, then they could have just reverted back to the car that they had before Mexico. That would have been easy to do. Yeah, they could have had all the settings saved and everything and just reverted back to it so that they wouldn't have lost anything apart from Mexico would have been, a worse race than it would have been anyway. So, yeah, they wouldn't have lost anything. That's what they should have done. They should have put upgrades on for Mexico and just run with it. Just run with it. But yeah, very strange decision. And finally, is there to say that you're a bunch of idiots? The true fans are not like us. They support and cheer in the bad and the good times. Yes. Hamilton second, Button third. After I heard Rosberg fourth, I ran upstairs yelling. Alonso and Button will go down as the last champions to win an F1 title by consistently finishing races and ensuring car reliability, with today's bulletproof cars driving like Alain Prost. Yes. Doesn't improve your World Drivers' Championship hopes like it did in the 80s. I suppose Vettel kind of did that as well. Anything can happen in F1. Yes, it can, Champ 92, especially in this very championship. Yes, I agree. Strangest season this century in progress still. It is. It's going to be a very strange season at the end. It'll be very strange if Max comes along and wins it. Let's put it that way. But at least it will be something to talk about, because the rest of this season really hasn't been much of a talking point, has it? No. When Vettel won in 2010 and 12, he won despite blowing points and lots of errors. So Piastri will be better off having way more aggression as he has a bulletproof reliable car. Yeah, true. If Max wins the next race, it's over for McLaren. It is. His car blew points in 2010, to be honest. I agree, and Oscar can be very consistent when it matters. He proved it this year, but imagine if he will lose the championship because of Melbourne, Silverstone or Baku. Yes. Bring back the HRT team, says Planet. Yes, indeed. The hormone replacement therapy special. We need it back. Also, if Russell beats Max to any wins, they'll indirectly help the McLaren drivers too. This is also true. Yes, Oscar has blown points, but his driving at Monza, Singapore and Kota was too conservative, except for the sprint clash. Bring back Toyota. Actually, no, because they spent so much money on F1 and got nothing out of it. This is also true. But I think Oscar could also be thankful for his driving backwards out of the grass in Melbourne. Who knows? 2 points are 2 points. Yes, and the way the points are going at the moment, everything is on the table. Right, this is the Paddock Lesbians playing F1 Championship Edition. So these are the Paddock Lesbian hands, everyone. Yes, yes. One day we may see other body parts, but maybe that's reserved for another channel. But yes, these are the and he was asking me whether I actually knew that this was a thing. Let me put the audio on. Let me put my headphones on. Not that it makes much difference with only one ear. Oh, I've still got no audio. What's going on? Maybe I've got the audio turned right down, Dave. No, I've got the audio on. Why is there no audio? Hang on. I might have... Oh, it's on mute, that's why. Right, here we go. He was asking me whether I knew this was a thing. I did know it was a thing. And that is that you could play by tilting the PlayStation 3 controller, because it had the 6 axis, which was the 6 angles of rotation. Yes. Which means you could... have I got a controller here? No, I haven't. I haven't got a controller here. I shall demonstrate with my I shall demonstrate with my credit card holder, and that was, it had 6 angles of rotation, which meant that you could go that like that, which meant that you could steer a car going like that, and you could also go like that. And what was that's 1, 2, 3, 4. What's the other 2 angles of? Well, you know. Oh, it's probably that. That's it. Probably that one. Yes, I remember there was a game that used that one. I can't remember which one it was. And of course, back in the day, you had one of the Call of Duties where you had to use the 6 axis to actually plant a claymore mine. I remember that. But that was actually what that was for. Put that over there. I'll just rewind. So this is him playing with the. I have to say, a pretty good job, because I could never get used to it.
Yep. I'll do it at the end of this and then out. Yep.
But yes, you could actually use the 6 axis for it. I've tried it. Also, a lot of people don't know this. But the 6 axis was also on the PS4 controller as well. I do believe it's also on the PS5 controller as well. Yes, they haven't removed it. It's still there, the 6 axis. I don't think I've ever seen a PS5 game use the 6 axis whatsoever. But it's still there, and it's still on the PS4 controller as well. That has also got 6 axis of rotation. Yes, you have to just find it in the menus, and then you can use the game like that. But I don't think many games actually supported it on the PS4. In fact, probably none. But they still had it there. And as I say, it is also on the DualSense as well. It's got the 6 axis of rotation. Crazy. There's a system on there and no one uses it. Bring back Sepang, yes. Bring back Yin Yang Wigwam, couldn't give a damn, quite likely. Toyota's still better than Jaguar did. Just imagine if Russell denies Max the title and helps the Macca boys. Yes, just imagine if that happens. Jaguar and F1 were worse than severe dandruff. They sure were. They sure were. And it was such a shame because they had such a good heritage coming off, of course, the Stewart F1 team with Jackie Stewart. Yes, which I have to say did very, very well in Formula 1. I hope we will see a three-way battle in Abu Dhabi. I hope so too. I hope it goes right the way down to the wire because, let's face it, Abu Dhabi's a boring bloody race, isn't it? Every ticket counts in that arcade. Dream final scenario, yes. Ferrari, the most successful manufacturer team. I don't know if McLaren counts and then Mercedes. Champion says, I love Championship Edition. Yes, I think everybody loves Championship Edition. To be fair, it was a classic game on the PS3. Those were the days. Yes, it was a classic game. And it still holds up today. If you look at the... And don't forget, of course, PS3, it was only in 720p, which was the first high definition source that they came up with. 720p is not even recognised as being in high def now on YouTube. Their lowest high def resolution is 1080p. But it was the original HD 720p. And yet sometimes if you look at Championship Edition, the graphics look better than F125, sorry. They look better. They really do. And that was made, 2006. But the graphics look better than F125. Yes. It's just crazy, but they do. They do. Palette Lesbian says, you don't want to hear my voice. Okay. Top 5 teams of all time. Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes, Red Bull, and then Williams. I'd agree. Possibly switch 4th and 5th. I spun 3 seconds. I spun 3 seconds after that clip ended. Yes, yes. The physics and the handling model, I just loved it. Yeah, they were great. They were great on that game. I'll do it at the end of this, he says. That's right, I thought he said that. Yeah, I thought he said that. Dom Deng says, 4 Adrian Newey cars, McLaren MP414, MP423, Red Bull RB16B and RB20 failed to win constructors' titles when their drivers Häkkinen, Hamilton and Max won the World Drivers' Championship. Yes, that is indeed true. That was to stop recording, implying all was going to stop after Maggots and Beckett's. I crashed before then, though. It was very difficult, that 6-axis, especially on a driving game. Very, very difficult, because you had no sort of... It was just the way you got used to tilting the controller, but there was no sort of indicator to how far you were going. It was just what you could see on the screen, basically. It was telling you how far you were drifting over, so it's very difficult, very difficult. Red Bull started in 2005 and aren't that far off having the third most race wins. Stewart had poor reliability the first season, then when it was 1999 they improved massively. Yes, they did. Hello, Mr. Will F1, England's favourite Yorkshireman. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the show, says Mr. Fail Race. Yes. Here he is in the house, everyone. Mr. Will F1 is here. Just as I'm about to go. He only comes for the encore at the end. Yes. Hoping to get on the top leaderboard just by saying hello. I know what you're doing, Will. I know what you're doing. Impressed they managed to fudge motion controls into what was effectively an HD PS2 game. Yes. Yes, it is impressive. It is impressive. Don't forget, back in the day, when that game first came out, they had this insane idea that you were going to use the PSP, the portable PlayStation, you were going to use that as wing mirrors. So you were going to have one of those either side of your TV screen to use as wing mirrors. That was the plan for that game. And all the promotional material that came out said that's what's going to happen. Unfortunately, they scrapped the idea because I think it didn't work very well. Yes, because obviously that would rely on both the PSPs linking up to the Wi-Fi at the same time, and then you'd have to have them doing the left side mirror and then one doing the right. That just sounds far too complicated for, don't forget, 2006 when internet was not at its best. Let's face it. So yeah, they scrapped that idea, but it would have been absolutely crazy if they'd have done that, wouldn't it? Got, wing mirrors using two PSPs. Absolutely crazy. Really would have been. I'd have loved to have seen it. Whoops, I forgot. Paddock, oh look, he finally bothered to turn up. 2006 McLaren was their last Newey car. Yes, it was. I read somewhere the reason why Stewart Grand Prix was sold was because Paul Stewart had health issues. Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah. Didn't he have cancer? I'm sure he had cancer, didn't he? I don't know what's. I don't want to look. I don't want to look. But I suppose I better. Is Paul Stewart still alive? I always hate this bit. Yeah, we've only got English footballer. Paul Stewart. Son of Jackie. That. Okay, it's okay, everyone. Paul Stewart is still alive. I mean, I'm guessing at cancer. It might not have been. Let's have a look. Paul Stewart. I forgot to check his age. How old is he? Oh. In September 1999, Stewart was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. A second colonoscopy in January 2000 did not detect cancerous cells. Further problems arose after Stewart was diagnosed with bowel cancer in April 2000. Upon hearing the news, he stepped down as Chief Operating Officer for Jaguar Racing and subsequently travelled to their Mayo Clinic in the US for treatment. A CAT scan showed no signs of cancer returning. Well, there you go. There you go. He actually survived bowel cancer. Now, my dad actually died from that, so yeah. I mean, okay, you've got the fact that he went to the Mayo Clinic, which is one of the most expensive clinics in the US, so he had a very good chance of surviving anyway. But yeah, it's still one of the worst cancers that you can get, definitely, and has a very high mortality rate. But he survived, so well done to Paul Stewart. Still doesn't say his age. Oh, 65. I've got to work that out myself with a brain. I can't do that. 65, 75, 85, 95, 2005, 2015. Oh, he's 60. Oh, dear. That's a Homer Simpson moment, isn't it? He's 60, everyone. Yeah, 60. Paul Stewart. Still doing well. Still doing well. Lotus deserve honourable mention recognition status though. 1994 Williams FW16 remains the only Adrian Newey car to win a constructors but no drivers. Yes, Dave, the graphics were epic. Studio Liverpool was way ahead of their time. They have proved it with their PS2 games. Yes, that's right. The PS2 games were right up there. Reliability, cost and bad luck cost Vettel a lot more in 2010 and 2012 than points he choked. I was about to say Newey was at McLaren. The legend. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Mr. Will F1, for the £2 donation. You know what to show now Will is here. Yes, I do. I do. Sir Jackie Stewart, still the oldest living champion. Yep, of course. Definitely showing you now. I don't think Paul Stewart has a Wikipedia page. Oh, it's alright, I found it. £2 not spent, so I'll do it here. These super chats need sorting out. Ah, hello, Mr. Regara. Yes, thank you for. Let me just see whether that's. Let me just see if it's. Right, let's continue. Red Bull's up. Red Bull's up. Good for Paul, yes. In this world, it's just us, and we know it's not the same as it was. Rest in peace, Hookster Senior. No, they don't. Rugara Resurrection incoming. As I said, you have £2 spare. Spend it here. I'll let you and Rugara spend yourselves to try and beat each other. Hookster is God. Well, thank you. Thank you. Lotus were at their best in the 60s and 70s. Jim Clark, the greatest driver of all time. Honestly, just seeing Jim's stats, it's incredible how good he was behind the wheel. ABC, interesting stuff. C, spam. It's all in. Spam. No point spamming, Will. You are going to beat me regardless. YZ. Jim Clark is top 10 in the F1 GOAT rankings. Once Colin Chapman died, that was when Lotus started to decline. They weren't the same after that. This is true. And it won't update quick enough to beat Rugara. Agreed. Crystal Racing. Right, I got to show you this, Will. This is oops. This is Mr. Thingy-Bob's revised F1 calendar. It is 22 races he's got now. Starts in Australia, ends in Brazil. Tell me what you think of that, Will. Jim Clark is top 10 in the F1 GOAT rankings. F1 fan gamer claims he grew up with Oliver Bearman. Does he really? Well, I'll tell you what. I've been looking, as I always do, looking around these F1 channels, and some of them are just absolutely ridiculous. You've got one called Cameron. I don't know if you've heard of that, Cameron CC or whatever. And every single video, he's got poor old what's his name, commentating. What's that bloke's name? Really old bloke. For every single video. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I feel like McLaren. Just wait until TMY turns up one day and does 2 super chats and wins. Yes. Paddock 69 is still the GOAT. What was TMI's sub-channel called again? How long did it last? It was called The Motoring Yorkshireman, and it lasted about as long as most of his girlfriends. 37 seconds, and that's good going. Wow, I think we need to rename this to Top Spenders. Yes, too many races, says Will. Oh, there you go. Monza and Monaco should be every season. Tell him the alternative races, Dave. Yes, you've got the alternative races. You've got Albert Park or New Zealand. Yes, Sepang or Indonesia. What else have we got? Spain, Ricardo Tormo or Catalonia. And France is Paul Ricard or Magny-Cours. Germany is Hockenheim or the Nürburgring. And for Finland, it's the Kimi Ring, or Poland, the Tor... I can't say that. Italy is Monza or Imola. Greece is... I can't say that either. Or Hungary. And that's it. Monza should be a lock, definitely. Peter Windsor. That's it. You've got it, Will F1. Thank you. You've saved me looking it up. Peter Windsor. Every single video, he's got Peter Windsor in it. How much is he paying this guy? He's not doing that for free, is he? Peter Windsor. There's no way he's coming on there and doing that for free. Surely not. Surely not. But it's just remarkable. All these channels cozying up to people. It's just ridiculous. Who should I cozy up to? I don't know. Peter Windsor. The Motoring Yorkshireman channel is still going. Hungary also should be every season. Will the Motoring Yorkshireman start before GJ? No. No. Place your bets now. How many of these circuits are made up? Hungary can be every race every other year, to be honest. Some are my own designs. Now, Dave's Garden Shed should be a lock for the F1 calendar. Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Fixed has been watching F1 since... Stop it, Will. Don't get me started on Fixed. I'm getting quite obsessed with the guy, but not for good reasons. I just can't. I just can't. And Peter Windsor his own channel anyway. I thought he did have. Yeah, so it's very, very weird. Very, very weird. I just looked at it the other day. Let me go to this Cameron. Whatever. See this bloke. Cameron. Is it Cameron? There it is. There it is.
Listen, I've been Max Glaze.
Cameron CC. There he is. He says he's the #1 independent F1 fan channel on YouTube. 54.7 thousand subscribers. But so I looked through the videos and I thought, right, okay, he's got Peter Windsor. I can understand that, get Peter Windsor on a couple of times. But then I looked at the videos. Ferrari are a joke. Peter Windsor reacts. Russell's Mercedes do is genius. Peter Windsor reacts. Charles Leclerc must leave Ferrari. Peter Windsor reacts. And every single one says Peter Windsor reacts. He's on every single video. And I'm like, seriously, dude. Seriously. Obviously, this is just an attempt to gain views. Obviously. Because otherwise, why would you put Peter Windsor in every single title of every single video that he's in? Obviously, it's done to get views, isn't it? Obviously. But I'm like, come on. Come on. Poor old Peter. He's got to be in his late 70s by now. He needs a rest. He needs a rest. Stop torturing him. Stop making him do videos. Because obviously, he must be getting paid for it. He's got to be getting paid. I'm just trying to see if there's any video here that hasn't got Peter Windsor in it. Hang on, it might be this one. Yeah, there you go. We found one. 10 months ago, we got a video without Peter Windsor in it. Oh my God. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So there you go then. Cameron seat there. Go off. I'm going to shout him out there. Go check him out because he's great. Yes. Fixed has been watching F1 since the 80s. So as I say, he must be older than me then. But it's very strange because he sounds about 12 years old. Especially when he starts ranting. Yeah. He sounds like a 12-year-old guy. Mummy, where's my ketchup? Where's my ketchup, Mummy? Hungary should be on every season. No, it shouldn't. Britain, France, Germany and Italy will be on infinite rolling contracts and given priority. What would Fixed have said about Hungary 2007 when Alonso blocked Hamilton in quality? I don't know, Plynal. All I do know is that if Fixed was to make a video series about this, its length would be, what, 200 videos long, lasting about an hour and a half each. An hour and a half each. It's got to be, isn't it? Got to be. Got to be. All I can say about F1 Fixed is I've been watching a lot of his videos, and he really does know pretty much shit all about Formula One and how cars actually work, and the aerodynamics of a car and everything. He doesn't know jack shit. He really doesn't. Yes, he just sits there in his mum's basement ranting. No one's ever seen his face, which, as I've said before, is always a big indicator that there's something there. I've always said, don't ever trust anyone on YouTube that you can't see their face, because there's always a reason why they're not showing their face, and it's never a good one. It's never a good one. No. So yeah, don't trust them. I say the only channels that can get away with that is like documentary channels where someone's just doing a voiceover. There's no need for someone to show their face. But if you're actually advertising this as your channel, which is what Fixed is doing, you know, this is my channel and I'm talking about Abu Dhabi, you know, show your face. Show your face. You know, and look at this ugly mug. Look at it. Yeah. Show your face. I say they've always got something to hide. These keyboard warriors out there in the wilderness typing away and ranting their shit. I mean, what happens in 20 years' time when he looks back at all these videos, when he's sitting on his porch shouting at the raccoons to get off his lawn? Get off my lawn, you bastards! What is he going to say about all these videos that he's made about something that is so it just means nothing to anyone. Any normal person, it means nothing. Who gives a shit about what happened in Abu Dhabi? It's just a TV show. It's just a bloody TV show. No one gives a shit. And, you know, saying about the hypocrisy and everything that Sky Sports says. Well, of course, everything that Sky Sports says is shit. It's owned by the Murdoch Empire. They've been in corruption for years. So why would this be even news to anybody? That everything they say is shit. But, you know, it still continues. And yet, he moans about the sport so much, and yet he pays for a Now subscription to watch F1 races just so he can rant about them. I mean, that is what they call idiocy squared. Idiocy squared. Because he cannot see... He cannot see beyond his own blinkers. He can't see. And that's the sad part. That's the sad part. I mean, you know, I would say for Mr. Fixed, you seriously need to get some help. The Samaritans are available at all times. Contact the Samaritans and get some help, because this is not healthy. It's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for your audience. You know, I mean, lots of people say, well, he's got a lot of followers. Yeah, so did Hitler. But that doesn't mean that he should carry on doing it, does it? No. It's crazy. It really is crazy. He should just shut the channel down and go and enjoy the rest of his life, not thinking constantly about Abu Dhabi 2021, because it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything to him personally. There's nothing he's going to be able to do to change the situation. What's he going to do? Go to court and complain while he's on his universal credit? Is he going to be able to do that? Is he going to be able to hire a lawyer so he can go to court and complain about it? I don't think so. So yeah, just forget about it. It's done. It was 4 years ago now. It's done. It's dusted. It's over. Just move on. Go outside and enjoy the last bits of the autumn sunshine. Anything. Just no. Cannot. Please. I've dealt with obsessions. I've got an addictive personality, so I can see exactly where he's coming from. That's the problem. I can see where he's coming from. But this is it's a self-destructive cycle, and he can't break away from it. And also, he's doing it for views as well. And I can't help thinking that, in actual fact, he's doing it on purpose just to get the views. I just can't help thinking that he's doing it. you know, it's something that he does now, and it's just a joke to him, because he gets so much hate that, you know, he can't seriously come on and do these videos and not expect to get the hate. So why does he do it? Because he wants to do it now. He can't stop, because his obsession is so much he cannot stop, and that's very dangerous. That's very dangerous, and he needs to stop now. Have a breather, go on holiday, have a nice time, and just forget about Abu Dhabi, because it means absolutely nothing. Nothing. Anyway, that's it. Rant over. If they make changes so cars can actually overtake there, then I might consider it. He must be Peter Windsor's superfan. He must be. F1 cars are the problem, not the track, as myself and TMY keep explaining. Monza and Interlagos are the two definite locks, and Silverstone. He also pays Peter to slag off Lando. Does he really? Oh, nice. Whatever they end up changing until overtaking is remotely possible again, it ain't going on. Not a real F1 fan then, are you? Halloween special next week. Cook Productions 1. That channel isn't around anymore. Apparently he's moved to another channel where he talks about Robot Wars. Yeah, I used to like Cook Productions 1, I have to say. Very interesting. Why is a 50-something like Fix simping for Hamilton? I'm 12 years younger than Kimi Raikkonen, but I'll never fanboy for another driver again unless it's my son. Exactly. Why is he? Why is he? I mean, we still don't know how old he is. Is he 50-something? Is it? He doesn't sound 50-something. He certainly doesn't sound 50-something. He sounds like he's in his 20s, to be honest. But if he is 50, then, oh my God. If he hasn't worked out how the world works by now, there's no hope for him. But if anyone knows how old he really is, please let me know, because I have no clue. But he sounds like about 12. He really does. Slam dunk. The real classic circuit is Silverstone. All Cook Productions 1 videos are still there, yeah. To be fair to him, Verstappen has won all 4 of his titles in pretty strange ways. Fixed, that is. Yes. Anyone who dislikes that circuit isn't a fan of sport. F1 Fanatic Rant says Kota is dreadful. Wonder how he'll win it this year and he gets it. Also, I forgot Spa would be given priority too. Kota is good, to be fair. F1 Fanatic is obviously a melt. He blamed Hulkenberg. He thinks Stroll has had a better season than Alonso as well. And Fixed has 8,750 subscribers. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. But as I say, Hitler had a lot of followers as well, didn't he? But, you know, do you get my point here? Do you get my point? Yes. Apparently Hitler was a damn good painter and decorator as well. Do you get my point here? Do you get my point? And let's face it. Are people watching his videos to say, wow, this is great? Or are they watching his videos so they go straight to the comments and look at the shit show that unfolds? I'm pretty sure it's to watch the shit show that unfolds. Yes. I don't think they have any interest whatsoever in a video lasting an hour and a half where he talks for 10 seconds about the race that's just happened and then automatically reverts to his default of Abu Dhabi 2021. Nobody's got an interest in that whatsoever. No, they just do what everyone else does and they go to the shit show, which is the comment section. And the comment section of his videos is the biggest shit show I've possibly seen on YouTube. It is really. As Terry Wogan said to David Icke when he appeared on his show, and the audience started laughing at him when he started coming out with these mad prophecies, and David Icke turned around and said, look, see the audience. And then Terry Wogan said quite possibly one of the greatest things ever. He says, but they're not laughing with you, David, they're laughing at you. And that was just so true. It really was. It was so true. And that's exactly what they're doing with the Fix channel. They're not, you know, metaphorically laughing with him. They're laughing at him, because the comment section on that channel is just the most toxic thing you've ever seen in all your life. And everyone on there just completely repeats every single thing every single time in the comment section. They just completely go over exactly the same thing again. It's literally like they're all stuck in the Matrix and they can't find a way out. They're like the mime artists in France. They're just going, help me, where's the exit? I can't find my way out of this box. I can't. Where's the way out of my box? That's what they're like. It's just ridiculous. They say exactly the same thing every single video, over and over and over again. It's car crash. It's car crash entertainment. It really is. You don't want to look at it, but you just can't help yourself. Yeah, it's brilliant. It really is brilliant. But not brilliant in a good way, brilliant in a bad way. He thinks Stroll's had a better season than Alonso as well. Yeah, he did. More subscribers than Hookster and TMY combined. That's true. And good luck to him. But as I say, there are a lot of disillusioned people out there, and they need a voice sometimes. They need a voice. If this didn't happen, there would be no religion, would there? There would be no religion. So let's just look at religion for a moment. That's got a lot of followers as well, hasn't it? There you go. I'm trying to avoid watching any of the recent races for my own sanity, Will. Stated because Stroll's performed close to his standards. Stroll is the funniest driver ever. As for Alonso, it always starts the season slowly, except 2023, obviously. Is fixed Massa's cousin? Probably. Yikes. Move on, touch some grass. Yes, I agree with you, Champ 92. Move on from Abu Dhabi 2021 because it's just ridiculous. As I say, it was one race. Yes, they made a lot of cock-ups in that race. Yes, we understand. And Michael Massey lost his job because of that race. But that's all it was. It was a lot of cock-ups. There is no way that race was fixed, apart from the fact it was a live race. Yes, I know you're all going to say, what about Flavio Briatore ordering his driver to crash into the wall? That was one incident in a race. And Flavio, when he issued that statement, didn't know what was going to happen. He didn't know that Fernando Alonso was going to win the race. He just asked his driver to crash the car. But he had no idea what would happen. As I say, one instruction. But everything that happened in Abu Dhabi, that was like, 10, 11, 12 complete cock-ups in the whole of the race. There's no way during a live broadcast you could engineer 12 cock-ups. Just no way. It can't happen. It was just one of those races where it just, everyone completely cocked it up, including Michael Massey, and that's why he got sacked. And it's as simple as. And it should have stopped there. Yeah, it should have got... No, it shouldn't have gone on any longer than that, but it has done, and it's just unfortunate. First title for Verstappen, he won it. How he won it. Second was like it's going to be half points or 4 points in that battle between Leclerc and Perez at the end. God help anyone trying to explain the bees and the birds stuff. Oh God, could you imagine that? Oh my God. Third one won in a sprint race, fourth one on a Saturday race. Wonder how it does this year if he does. Someone get his ketchup already, yes. What did Fix say after the Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen incident in Saudi Arabia 2021? He didn't say anything because he decided to make videos after the race which followed that one. Yes, touch some grass, Fix. Here you go. Mr. James Atkins, if you're watching this, I'm sure you are. Not really. If you're watching this, look at these comments. Look at what people are saying. Touch some grass. Basically, that means leave it alone now. Leave it alone. You see? These are real people in my chat. These are not your devoted followers. And let's put this another way. Don't forget, Damien, in the Omen, he had a lot of followers as well, didn't he? These are real people in my chat. These are not, people that are just following you for the sake of following you. Let's put it that way. These are real people. Listen to what they're saying. They're saying, touch some grass. Leave it alone. Just leave it now. Leave it. Leave it, James. Leave it. Touch some grass. Imagine me doing endless videos on every race since Kimi's car failed at McLaren. Yeah, imagine. If it was 1994, imagine him making endless videos on the Schumacher and Damon Hill Adelaide 1994. Imagine that as well. Oh my God, that'd be like 200 videos long by now, wouldn't it? Yes, the absolute hypocrisy. The absolute hypocrisy. Kimi Raikkonen Hall of Fame. Then in 1997, when Schumacher tried to take Villeneuve out. Oh, yes. Yes. Well, this is what gets me, though. Why isn't he doing videos like that? Why is he just... Why is he... Let's use the metaphor here. Why is he fixed on F1 2021? Why isn't he doing videos about Schumacher back in the day and, you know, all that? I don't get it. I don't get it. Because he's obsessed, unfortunately. He's obsessed. Absolutely obsessed. Or how Mark Webber got snaked by Red Bull or Fisichella's peculiar relationship with Briatore. Exactly. You need to show Will my circuit. I'll get to it. Fixed is calling Alex and Martin Brundle great. Yes, I know. I know about that one. I know about that one. I do know about that one. I am beside myself with anger over that one. Seriously. Just making a YouTube thumbnail using the Brundle boys and describing it in an act of sexual violence, which is what the true terminology of that word is. It is sexual violence, and using that to describe, you know, one F1 commentator and his son is just beyond. That word should never ever be in a YouTube thumbnail. I don't care whether it's for Formula One or for any subject whatsoever. That word should not be included. And the fact that YouTube hasn't taken that thumbnail down, the video I don't care about, because the video has got nothing to do with the thumbnail that he's described. But the thumbnail, that should not even ever be appearing in a YouTube video. I'm sorry, but YouTube, they haven't taken it down for some strange reason, and I don't know why. And the F1 Championship Edition video. Spinning heads right now like Flo Rida and Kesha. Imagine fixed on Mastermind. Specialist subteam Abu Dhabi 22. Yes. Welcome to Mastermind. Yes. Thank you. This bloody chair's a bit hard, mate. This bloody... Oh, jeez. It doesn't bounce up and down very well, does it? Right, what do you want to know? Abu Dhabi 20... I can tell you about Abu Dhabi 21, mate. Yeah. Load of sea nuts, a lot of them. Load of bloody sea... Anyway, don't you worry your little heads about it, because I'm going to tell you all about Abu Dhabi 2021. Oh, my God. Hello, Laurie. Welcome to the stream. He says, unpopular opinion. Alonso is the fourth best driver of the year. Put him in the McLaren and he would win the champ. Oh my goodness, that is a very I wouldn't say unpopular, but that is definitely a take. Yes, definitely a take. Whoa. You could be right. Laurie, that's a very popular opinion. I agree. Alonso would slap those McLaren pros. Laurie drinking Castle Light, I think. Reckon Fix has a small moustache and an armband. I like that. And you could be right. I reckon that's probably why he hasn't showed his face. Because he has got a moustache and an armband. And I'll tell you what, a very fetching uniform as well. Yes, very fetching uniform he's probably got as well. Yes. Fixed must have a personality disorder, says Domdak. Well, he must have something. I'm not quite sure what it is, but he's definitely got something. Yes, because that kind of obsessiveness it's just not healthy. It's not healthy to him, and it's not healthy to the people that are pretending to follow him, because that's all they're doing. Because if you just look at the comments, as I say, it's a complete shit show on all of his videos. The same thing just being repeated over and over again. I mean, the people that are commentating are just as bad as Fitz, because they are just feeding him. They are feeding him and making him want to make more videos about the same subject. So they are just as bad as what he is, to be honest. So I don't blame James completely. I also blame the people in the comments, because they're just completely feeding him by just regurgitating the same stuff over and over again. Yes. TOL Limitless had a lot of followers. That's true. That's also true. In fact, he still has a lot of followers. Still over 200,000, as I recall. Still over 200,000. Diddy had a lot of followers. Yes, you're also true. Hello, Shane. Welcome to the stream. He says, evening, sir. Evening to you, sir. Yes, Gary Glitter had a lot of followers. See? My logic is there. It is right. As I said, so did Hitler. Ian Watkins. Yes, Primal Plessy. Absolutely. Had a lot of followers. Yes. Lost Profits fans sent death threats against Joanne. That's Ian's ex-girlfriend. Really. And when Schumacher blocked Alonso in qualifying in Monaco that time. Oh my God, yes. Verstappen is maybe a top 5 racer of all time. I quite agree. Well, bloody hell, look at the time. Oh my goodness. It's been 2 hours again, everyone. It's been 2 hours again, everyone. Well, I've just got to show Mr. Will if he's still there. This is Paddock Lesbian Circuit at Wellington. So give your marks for that. Wellington Circuit, Will. Wellington Circuit. Come on. Hurry up. Give us your marks. Time for sleep. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Time for sleep. I've got to show you his video, Will, if you're still there. Yeah, Will, you can now exclusively see the Paddock Lesbians' hands. There they are, Will. There they are. That's his actual hands. Yes. The rest of the body parts will be on another channel that I think has a yellow banner as its title. Not quite sure.
I'll do it at the end of this and then out.
Anyway, there he is. There he is, showing us the 6-axis on the PlayStation 3. Will F1 has fallen asleep. I don't blame him, to be honest. I don't blame him. It's time for me to go as well. But first of all, it's time for the top fans. We probably know the result. But anyway, top fans, everyone. You've got 1 minute to spam the chat and then I'm stopping it. When I say go, which is not yet. 1 minute starting from... God, I sound so bloody Geordie. Yes, you do. Right, hang on. 1 minute to spam the chat, starting now. Spam the chat. 1 minute. I'm not going to read the messages out. Just spam it. Say what you want. Go A, B, C, D. I don't care. 1 minute. Come on. Spam the chat. 45 seconds left. 45 seconds left. 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left. Spam that chat. Spam. I'm not reading it out. Just spam it out. Spam it out. 15 seconds left. Spam that chat. 5 seconds left. Spam it. 3, 2, 1, 0. Stop the spam. Stop the spam. Spam stop. Stop the spam. I know there's a delay. Right. Have we stopped the spam? We have stopped the spam. Right. I'm closing that down. I am now pressing the top fans button. The decision is now final. That's it. You can update it and check it as many times as you like now. I've pressed it, and whatever's on my screen is the winners. Yes, let's get the music up. And don't worry, I'll remember to turn it down this week. I know it was too bloody loud last week. You couldn't hear me. You couldn't hear me, could you? I'll turn it right down to... There you go. -50. -50. Right. Now I've got to try and work out how to put this on the screen. Has that worked? It has worked. Right. Gonna rewind the music. Hello? I can't hear the music. What's going on? Where's the music? Oh, I've gone too quiet. I've gone too quiet. Let's get the audio set up. Get the audio level set up. Hello, hello, hello. That's it. That's fine. That's fine. Let's rewind that. Here is tonight's top fans. At number 10, making a very late entry, it is Laurie with 25 XP. At number 9, it is Matthew 7657. At number 8, it is Shane Paul. At number 7, it's Daniels 7052. So into the top 6. At number 6, it's Champ 92. Into the top 5. At number 5, it's Plynal Pessy. Into the top 4. At number 4, it's Dom Deng. Which means the top 3 is at number 3. It's Will. Oh, shock horror. Shock horror. Despite the donation, he's only at number 3. Which means the number 2 for this week's top fans is... It's the Paddock Lesbians, which means number 1 is Mr. Regara. Oh my God. There you go. There you go. There you go. There is the final results of the top fans for this week. There you go. And right at the end of the stream, there is Mr. Scott Barnes. Well, hello, Scott. Welcome to the stream. I'm doing fine, thank you, mate. Apart from I got a bad ear, but apart from that, I'm doing all right. Yes. YouTube, for fuck's sake. There you go. There you go, everyone. I wonder if Scott has made it into the top fans. Yeah. Oh, look at that. He's gone into... He's actually beaten Laurie. I can't believe that. Look at that. He's come in and beaten Laurie. Yes. So here's an important point. It looks like if you come in really late, you actually get into the top of the. Yes, interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Yes. Anyway, there you go, everyone. Thanks so much for watching tonight. You have been awesome as always. Thank you to Laurie, to Scott, to Matthew, to Shane, to Daniels, to Champ92, to Blind or Plessy, Dom Den, Will, F1, the greatest Yorkshireman that ever lived. Paddock Lesbians, the greatest 6-axis controller that ever lived. And of course, Mr. Rugara. And Polish Eddie's come in there. Hello, Eddie. Sorry, I'm just about to go, mate. But welcome along. Welcome along. That is not happening, Scott. I'm having 10th. I should do something like the top fans, but I have it in the style. But have it in the style of the chart show. Yeah, you should. You should. Yes. 2 questions. Get Ben Edwards on the all seasons is on my list. 2 questions. If you ever called anyone a dessert as an insult, can't say I have. Can't say I have. I need to be in the top 10. This cannot happen. I need to be 10th. Sorry, Laurie. Sorry. Actually, you are now 8th, Laurie. Polish Eddie's coming at number 9. Matthew slipped down to number 12. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Anyway, there you go, everyone. What a joke. What a joke. Let's write down Ben Edwards, in fact, because I haven't done the AI yet. So who knows? We might have that. No problem. 8th, I'll take that. No problem, Laurie. No problem. 8th is fine. 8th is fine. There you go. 8th is fine. Out of 12, you are 8th. That's absolutely fine. Anyway, there you go. Thanks everyone for watching tonight. You've been awesome as always. Now, of course, we will have the Grand Prix from Mexico on Sunday. I shall be back, despite the fact I've only got one ear. I will be back doing the usual lunatic stuff at the weekend with the results for the qualifying and for the races. And obviously, I'll be back on Monday for the race review. And, of course, Saturday now for the all seasons as well. Anyway, you've been awesome as always. Thanks, everyone, for watching tonight. And I'll catch you in the next video.